A very good evening and welcome. This is Weekend Primetime News here on MTV Sports and Shakti TV. I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara. Let's start off with a look at your headlines tonight.
President makes a statement on the independence of the judiciary.
අද ජනාධිපති ලේකම් කාර්යාලයෙන් හෝ ජනාධිපති මන්දිරයෙන් අලුත් කඩේට දුරකථන හෝ පණිවිඩකරුවන් එන්නේ නැහැ.
Former President Ranatunga criticizes the LFP's operations in the past.
ලංකාවේ ඉන්න ලොකුම බත්කුඩු මුදලාලිලා කසිප්පු මුදලාලිලා ශ්‍රී ලංකා මුදහස් පක්ෂය හරහා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ.
Protest urging the release of suspects connected to the demonstration in Kotaketana. Minister of Finance commences investigations over Shanuka Seniviratna's Geneva deals.
President Maithripala Sirisena says that he will take steps to reopen investigations of missing journalists. The president made this statement speaking at an event in Colombo last evening.
Former President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka, Attorney at Law Upulja Surya, who was presented the 2015 Rule of Law Award by the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, handed over his cash prize to the family of missing journalist Pragith Ekneligoda. Former President of the BASL, Upulja Surya, was presented a cash prize of 666,750 rupees from the Commonwealth Lawyers Association.
The judiciary in Hulsdorf no longer receives telephone calls from the presidential secretariat or temple trees. There is independence in the judiciary and for all those affiliated with it. Sometimes it is said that after the 8th of January, good governance rose in the country. I do not agree with that entirely. The doors towards good governance have been opened. We have initiated a journey towards good governance. The ethics, law, rule of law, democracy and fundamental rights that were in ruins in this country cannot be simply rebuilt in 24 hours. We recall the serious issues of journalists going missing and the challenges faced by the free media movement during the past 3 decades. Therefore, as the new government, we hope to reopen the investigations of missing journalists over the recent times. We have instructed to reopen the investigations that were suppressed and conduct them in a correct, unbiased, just and fair manner.
ඒ පරීක්ෂණ පැවැත්වීම ඉඩකඩ ලබා දීම මේ වන විටත් අපි උපදෙස් දීලා තිබෙනවා.
කඳුළු හැලෙනකොට ලේ හැලෙනකොට
When tears were shed, blood was shed and lives were lost, we were helpless. However, we became their voice. We also need to find answers to the wrongs that were committed. More than that, we need to do something for the media personnel who rendered their services to raise a voice for freedom, justice, rule of law and democracy.
ඒ සියලුම දේ හඬ නැංවීම සඳහා විශේෂයෙන්ම කාර්යභාරයක් ඉෂ්ට කළ මාධ්‍යවේදීන් වෙනුවෙන් අපි යමක් කළ යුතුව තියෙනවා.
And on to our developing story tonight. Locals in Kahawatha protested once again today. The protest was organized demanding the release of the suspects who were arrested over the recent demonstration.
Protests flared on the 28th of this month in Kotaketana after the 3 suspects connected to the 2012 double homicide in Kotaketana were acquitted by court. The police used high-pressure water cannons to disperse the protesters. After the incident, the police made 7 arrests. Locals today protested close to the temple in the area, requesting that the arrested persons be released. Minister Thalata Alukorola, who arrived at the location, promised to take measures to release them on bail subsequent to discussions with the police.
A group of around 100 persons had demonstrated in Kahawatha during the day. 7 persons who behaved in an unruly manner during the recent protests have been arrested. We hope to release those persons on police bail. We also hope to produce a report in this regard to courts as well.
The police media spokesperson said that a peaceful situation is evident in the area. 150 police special task force personnel have been deployed for security in the area.
On to other local news tonight. The United People's Freedom Alliance says that the recommendations made by the 3-member committee appointed to investigate the central bank bond issue is yet to be implemented. Speaking at a media briefing in Colombo today, UPFA parliamentarian Professor G.L. Pires alleged that this report is being concealed to protect the governor of the central bank.
Allegations were made against the central bank governor in the month of February, citing that the country incurred billions of rupees in losses over the issuing of bonds to a company owned by his son-in-law. After this massive fraud took place, the Prime Minister did his best to conceal it. He appointed 3 lawyers who are close to him to look into this. Even those lawyers say that they have no right to investigate this and that a proper investigation is required. The Prime Minister hid the report for a period of 1 month. He presented it to Parliament because he had no other option. Professor G.L. Pires also commented on Arjuna Mahendran stepping away from his responsibilities during the course of the investigation. According to the 4th schedule of the Constitution, he must submit an affidavit in order to commence his duties. But he absolutely has no right to submit such an affidavit because he already has submitted an affidavit under the Constitution of Singapore that he fully pledges his commitment and loyalty to that country. So in relation to Sri Lanka, he has no loyalty whatsoever. And thankfully for Ranil Wickremesinghe, it is a person who is an outsider to the country who has signed such an affidavit who places his signature on rupee notes in our country. It was also stated at this media briefing that a no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister will be brought forward based on this incident.
Parliament has suddenly been convened on the 3rd. But it is certain that on the 9th, the no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister will be handed over. And once the Prime Minister is removed, the UPFA can take over the government with a majority and pass the 20th Amendment.
The Foreign Ministry has launched an investigation in connection to the Geneva deals of Shenuka Seniviratne, a former secretary attached to the Foreign Ministry.
Information over irregularities that had taken place over the renovation of the official residence of the permanent representative to Geneva during Shenuka Seniviratne's tenure as Sri Lanka's permanent representative came to light in the Newsfirst Newsline program. The revelation was made by Shenuka Seniviratne's successor to the position of permanent representative to Geneva, Tamara Kunanayagam. It was revealed that a company connected to the LTTE was also involved in this deal that took place in 2009. Despite continuous revelations, the then government did not take any action against Shenuka Seniviratne. Under the current government, Shenuka Seniviratne has been named as the Sri Lankan ambassador to Thailand. However, even before the parliamentary committee that operated on such matters had granted its approval, the Foreign Ministry has launched an investigation against Shenuka Seniviratne. A retired senior government official has been appointed to carry out the investigation. A letter dated on the 30th of April, signed by Chitrangani Wagiswara, the Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, says that the preliminary investigations must conclude within 3 weeks. When inquired by Newsfirst, it was revealed that the basic information have been found and that evidence needs to be recorded from one more individual.
Well, here are more views which were expressed on the political stage.
They suffer from lotus mania. They want everything to depict a lotus. The government of Mahinda Rajapaksa attempted to build a lotus roof at the Katunayake airport at a cost of 5,000 million rupees. These lotus constructions are the miracles of Mahinda Rajapaksa. The petals of the lotus flower have fallen. We will remove the lotus roof. We can use those funds for educational purposes.
This game isn't over as yet. The shadow of Mahinda Rajapaksa is still haunting us. So this isn't over as yet. This will be over at the parliamentary elections.
Those who were defeated in the January 8th election are still under the impression that they are ministers. After saying that their leader is the president, a certain politician in Ratnapura sends a letter saying that President Mahinda Rajapaksa is attending a Bodhi Puja. I really do not know if these people understand or not that they have been defeated and sent home. So if he is still the president, how can there be a government of good governance now?
I do not approve what the former president is doing today. I do not approve carrying out politics in temples. We usually go to the temple to worship, but now we hear only chants for victory in the temples. He needs to understand this. There are other places where he can have political meetings.
People who have done various unlawful things have entered politics. If they possess wealth which they earned in various ways, if they have power, if either the mother or father is a minister, they can enter politics. If not, if they are well built and strong looking, they can enter politics. If you are good with thuggery and are capable of cutting down trees and do other dirty work, you can enter politics. But you cannot earn the affection of the people of this country, nor keep the politics in the country functional if you enter that way.
රටේ දේශපාලනයේ පවතින්නටවත් බෑ ඔය කියන විදිවලට දේශපාලනයට ආවහම
You are the kingmakers. You in the villages are the makers of leaders. You create the president. You need to think where the persons you create are serving on your behalf.
At a party meeting held in Dadigama today, the heads of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party said that they would, or rather that their party would rectify its setbacks and obtain the power of the government.
We need to join with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and create the platform for a Mahinda Maitri era. We need to make it clear that what we aspire for is an alliance government with the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and not a national government. This is not a government of good governance. This is not a democratic government. This government seeks revenge from its opponents. The news has been put on some. Some are in fear that they might be the next to be sent into remand custody. Therefore, what we say to the government is this: you have time till April to dissolve parliament. If you cannot do so, give this to us.
Former President Chandrika Kumaratunga, speaking at a meeting in Kandy today, commented on the crisis that has arisen within the Sri Lanka Freedom Party.
The meeting, which was held at the Upcountry Art Association Hall in Kandy, was organised to raise awareness among SLFP supporters in the Kandy district. There is an issue within our party that cannot be hidden. The party is now split in two. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party had faced challenges in the past. In 1977, we lost and Jaya Jayawardena rose to power. They took away several heads from our party, that is Maithripala Senanayake and Mahinda Rajapaksa. It was then that Vijay and I commenced our retaliation. Mahinda Rajapaksa held discussions in our trade union office. They said that Madam listens to Chandrika, so let us abduct her. For the first time, I told one of our people to bring a bomb and hide it under the bed. I was ready to fight even if they had come without Vijay knowing. They are attempting to separate the party once again. The biggest drug dealer in the country has entered parliament through the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The biggest moonshine dealer in the country is in parliament through the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Those who are blaming the party need to correct themselves and accept the politics, or they should do whatever they want.
Also in local news, a protest was organised in the Ratnapura town today, urging that the law be implemented over those connected of acts of political revenge that took place in Ratnapura in the year 1997.
This protest was organised by the collective of persons subject to political revenge in the Ratnapura district. The protesters said that with the murder of former SLFP MP Nalanda Ellavala, a number of UNP supporters in the Ratnapura district were subject to political revenge. They added that the law is yet to be implemented against those connected to such acts. Based on the instructions of Mahinda Rajapaksa and Pavitra, they came here and caused damage to 147 properties mounting to millions of rupees. Our houses were set on fire. The minor complaints book at the police was burnt and destroyed. We have made complaints at a number of occasions. They have not even recorded a statement for our complaints. We request that justice be meted out. It has been 19 years.
The Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity, aimed at building national unity among all Sri Lankans, reached Vallavaya this evening. The Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity has been greeted by 69 different locations as it marked day 23 of its journey today.
A quest began from Thalemana, a journey across many villages, from the north to the east, and then from the east to the north-central province. From there, the journey moved to the northwest, then to the central hills and Uva. An initiative bringing hearts closer and strengthening coexistence. The Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity.
The Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity was extended a warm welcome this morning as it commenced its journey from Monoragala.
On behalf of the people of Monoragala and the Monoragala Police Division, I would like to extend my wishes as you embark on this great journey, which aims to connect the North and the South while spreading the message of reconciliation.
Locals in Monoragala converged around the rally to add their blessings on the rally, which aims to provide strength for coexistence. As the locals joined hands to etch their mark on the Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity, an elderly woman invoked her blessings on the rally, wishing it all the success for the future. I brought a bottle containing dewdrops of blessed water so that I would apply it on the brick. As the water spreads all over the brick, I wish that the journey will continue and spread happiness and joy all over. This initiative will be etched in my heart forever.
नितिन पल भरित में जय भूमि गतिनि रखते हनुमी भूमि मागे निज
Bidding farewell to Monoragala, the Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity then journeyed to Buttala. During its journey to Buttala, the convoy passed the scenic green paddy fields of Uwa Valassa. Locals in Buttala had thronged to the city centre to witness such an endeavour for the very first time of their lives. The locals came together to etch their mark on the rally and also invoked their blessings. The Run Bhoomi Rally then commenced its journey to Vallavaya. Upon reaching Vallavaya, the rally was extended a warm welcome. Despite the unfavourable weather conditions, the locals gathered in their numbers to show their support for the Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity. The name of Vallavaya was then etched in the rally, an initiative that is bringing together the people for the development of the country.
This cannot be measured. We would like to express our gratitude and honour to the Sirasa Media Networks for undertaking this task.
The Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity is organised by the MTV-MBC networks Newsfirst, the Colombo Port City Project and the National Youth Services Council, and will enter the southern province tomorrow with many memories to cherish. The Run Bhoomi Rally for Unity will enter Katharagama tomorrow and will continue with its journey after obtaining the blessings of the gods. The rally will commence its journey tomorrow at 9 a.m. from the Thanamanvila bus stand and reach the Katharagama bus stand at 11 a.m. Thereafter, the rally will conclude its journey for the day in Debaravavar at 2 in the afternoon.
Join us now for the nation's biggest rally.
At an event held in Kandy today, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe made a revelation of yet another fraud that had taken place in the development of roads.
Land deeds under the Harita Bhoomi program were presented to the people of the Panvel estate in Kandy under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe.
මට කියසුමානේ මේ ප්‍රදේශයෙන් ලිපියක් ලැබුණා. ඒ ලිපියේ කිව්වා වත්තේගම මාතලේ පාර.
I received a letter from this area last week. In the letter, it was said that during the time of Mahinda Rajapaksa, it was promised that the Matale-Wattegama road would be renovated, and this government has done nothing. I received a report on this. As the Minister of Highways, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa allocated funds to the ministry in order to construct roads in 2014. 143 billion rupees was allocated. In addition, 55 billion rupees was taken as a loan from the National Savings Bank for the construction of 28 other roads. Funds were allocated. But what happened? 28 billion rupees from that amount was used for other purposes from the Ministry of Mahinda Rajapaksa. We have found the funds for the work process from Colombo to Kurunagala and from Kurunagala to Kandy as a second phase. The third phase will be for the south. Once this is all done, anyone from Kandy can travel on the Southern Expressway and go to the Madamulana home of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and ask him what happened to the money.
දකුණු අධිවේග මාර්ගයෙන් හිටපු ජනාධිපති මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂේ මැදමුණන වලව්වට ගිහින් අහන්න මොකද්ද මේ සල්ලි වලට කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. අපි කවුරුත් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ මැතිවරණය. මහින්දපාල සිරිසේන මැතිතුමාට ඡන්ද දුන්න අය.
We are all expecting an election. Everyone who voted for Maithripala Sirisena says that they want an election. The youth and public want a parliament that will implement the policies of Maithripala Sirisena immediately.
Sajit Premadasa, the Minister of Housing and Samruddhi, says that a National Housing Day will be announced in the future. The Minister made the statement speaking at an event in Ampara today.
1,200 low-income families and 700 families selected under the Diriya Savia program were provided with aid at this program. 190 million rupees allocated from the 50,000 houses project was distributed at the event.
When funds are distributed among the low-income families, some get a headache. They say that we are assisting our associates. There are 5.1 million families in this country. All of them are friends of this government. It is better to lose an election and be sent home rather than waste public resources. In the near future, we will announce National Housing Day for the people of the country. I am committed in fulfilling that obligation.
In more local news, an event was held in Udugampula today to commemorate the 7th death anniversary of late politician Reggie Ranatunga.
A blood donation campaign was organised today in line with the commemoration. The event was held under the auspices of the Chief Minister of the Western Province, Prasanna Ranatunga. It is an era like this that we value the late Reggie Ranatunga even more. This is because Reggie Ranatunga was a leader who understood the hearts of party members and party supporters. I believe that in a time like this, when our party is heading towards its downfall, that we need a leader like him. Reggie Ranatunga entered active politics in 1962 and held the portfolios of Deputy Minister of Ports and Shipping and Minister of Food and Marketing Development under the People's Alliance government. He served as the governor of the Sabaragamuwa province and later re-entered politics in 2008. He was 71 years old at the time of his demise.
And up next we have Action TV.
This individual, a resident from Dankotua, had paid an advance of 2.2 million rupees upon reaching an agreement to purchase 2.5 acres of land adjacent to his land. According to this agreement that will become void in the month of June, the seller is bound to sell the 2.5 acres of land to this individual after obtaining another 2.2 million rupees. This individual, who says that after paying an advance of 2.2 million and ready to make the remaining payment of 2.2 million rupees, the seller had been evading to complete the agreement. As the trust is about to be breached on this matter, this individual filed a complaint with the police on the 14th of May. Although he is supposed to file a civil case to claim the 2.2 million he paid as an advance, the police needs to investigate this complaint that is made by him on the basis of the breach of trust. The complaint was filed on the 14th, and today, that is 15 days later, the police have decided to investigate the complaint. However, the accused mentioned in the complaint had sent letters to the OIC of the Dankotua police on a number of occasions prior to the complaint being taken up for investigation. These letters that were sent to the OIC bear the letterheads of the State Ministry. The OIC of the police opened one of the letters today when the complaint arrived at the police over the inquiry into the complaint made by him. According to this letter, the person who this individual has reached an agreement with is in fact an advisor to a ministry. As the ministry is the Minister of Public Order, Christian Religious Affairs, the position of advisor can be considered as one that was provided after the 8th of January this year. The person who claims to be an advisor can also be making a false impression of holding such a position. However, this individual at one occasion using the letterhead of the ministry had stated that he cannot attend the inquiry on the matter and said that there is no necessity to attend such an inquiry. In such a backdrop, one cannot pretend doubts and suspicion that will be cast on the state. On the letters addressed to the OIC by this official in question had noted that the OIC had also agreed that it is not necessary for him to attend the inquiry in a telephone conversation that happened between them. If the OIC had reached an agreement, that is a violation of the law of the country. If he had not, he needs to point out that this claim is false and implement the law. In addition, the complaint filed by this individual seeking the assistance of the law needs to be inquired. Is it not an immoral act to use government letterheads of the ministry that overlooks the police and commit such acts? Is it also not a violation of law and order? And shouldn't the law be implemented against anyone who does so? Inspector General of Police, this is over to you.
Veteran actress and playwright Somalata Subasinghe, who made outstanding contributions to the children's and youth theatre and gifted the children of Sri Lanka with many beautiful creations, passed away this morning. The funeral of late Somalata Subasinghe will take place tomorrow evening at the public cemetery in Borella.
An actress and playwright, Somalata Subasinghe, who entered the field in the 60s during the time of Professor Edirivira Saraschandra, contributed to the renowned state performances such as Muduputtu, Naribana and Elowa Gihin Meloava. She also contributed in a number of roles in some of Sri Lanka's biggest movie productions, including Madol Duwa, Mahagedara and Viragaya. She founded Sri Lanka Children's and Youth Theatre Foundation and produced children's plays including Toppi Velenda, Himakumariya and Vikurthi. The seasoned actress, playwright, directress and theatre educationist Somalata Subasinghe, who had taken ill for over a period of time, was 79 years old at the time of her demise.
The 40th edition of the Newsfirst Year Reporter Workshop was held in Kurunegala today. The workshop was held at the Red Cross Hall in Kurunegala. Participants of the workshop hailed from different areas in the Kurunegala district. They joined with Newsfirst today in order to enhance their knowledge on citizen journalism. Participants were also made aware on the use of new media in news reporting, and they were also given the opportunity to register as youth reporters as a way to promote responsible reporting. In news overseas, a strong earthquake struck off Japan's Bonin Island this evening. According to the US Geological Survey, the quake had a magnitude of 7.8 and a depth of 678 kilometers.
The quake shook buildings in Tokyo today, setting off car alarms as it rattled the Japanese capital. Residential buildings swayed for around a minute as the quake built in intensity at around 8:30 p.m. local time. In the capital Tokyo underground, railway services came to a temporary halt. Public broadcaster NHK said there were no immediate reports of injuries or damage, and the meteorological agency did not issue a tsunami warning because the quake struck so far beneath the Earth's surface. Senior journalist J. Sri Ranga, who was at Narita Airport in Japan when the incident occurred, shared these views.
Just now we've seen the earthquake, and the Japan government was announced in the airport that the earthquake is happening, but we can see the beautiful shops, things are falling down. But government said not to panic and not to be inside the beautiful shops and come out from that. And according to their disaster management report, people are not supposed to panic because it's just mild one earthquake, and if there's further information, they will inform to the airport passengers.
The recent burglary of a jewelry store in Kelio, Gampola was captured on nearby security camera systems. We leave you tonight with the footage of this burglary that was released to the media by the police. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ramesh Bandara. Good night and take care.